I'm a hint from him sin. With me tonight, I'm gonna
Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So today's video, as you can see from the title, has really been on my mind. You know, lately I had a couple of my friends reach out to me and tell me some stories. And of course, you know, I feel so honored that they, you know, value my opinion and that they trust me enough to share with me what's going on in their lives. And of course, I give them the best of the best advice, as I do for you angels as well. So before we get into this video, you guys know the drill by now to follow me on Instagram, which will be right here. And also do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Oh my goodness, we are so close to 80K, and I know that 100K is around the corner and it's going to happen, guys. Make sure that your post notifications are turned on so you're notified every single time that I post. Let's jump right into this video. So we are going to talk about how to get respect. I had a friend of mine reach out to me and ask me what were my thoughts in regards to a situation possibly going somewhere when she was already intimate with the person too soon. And, you know, this isn't shocking. This isn't groundbreaking. It happens. But I think it's important to understand some ground rules. If you actually like a guy, there are certain things that you just cannot do. And as I've mentioned to you guys as well, friends with benefits don't work with boys and girls, because who is it benefiting? Who benefits from a friends with benefits relationship? Like, sex is not as important stereotypically to women as it is to men. That's why some of them pay for it. I digress. So I opened up my trusty book and I instantly flipped to a page where I wrote a video treatment a while back, actually, and I really felt like it was important to do a video on this, and it was almost meant to be that I found it because it was on my mind. I was talking to my friend at the same time, giving her advice, and I realized every single thing I wrote down, she did wrong. And my friends also come to me because they know, like, I'm not going to judge you. Like, I am not going to, you know, be condescending or anything, because I genuinely want to help. And I'm not perfect, and we all make mistakes. And what's important is that you're learning from them and you're not repeating them. So rule number one is to not go over his house. When you do this, and especially when you do this too soon, you are putting yourself in the hot seat. You're putting yourself in a predicament where you're overestimating your ability to refrain from being intimate with him. Because it doesn't matter if you have the mindset of, well, I trust myself, I know what I can and cannot do. Okay, you can tell yourself that. The worst thing you can do, I think, is lie to yourself, because the hardest person to forgive is yourself. So when you have a come to God moment and you realize where you went wrong, you've taken an ego hit, which sucks. And now you have to figure out how you're going to build yourself up to get out of this situation after you've already made the mistake. Now you have all sorts of irrational thoughts of how you can undo what you already did when, unfortunately, the wrong move was made. The tone was set already. This leads me to my second point. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Do not lie to yourself, like I said in number one, and constantly tell yourself, well, I know myself, I know what I'm not going to do, you know, and I'm not going to initiate anything. I know that obviously, like, nothing's going to happen because I won't do anything that, you know, I don't want to do. But you already know you're attracted to this person. You already know that you like this person, and going over his house is going to do what? And what are you guys doing at his house anyway? Hello? He's supposed to be dating you, courting you. You guys are supposed to be doing things outside of his home, especially within the first month of dating. Like, what are you at his house for? That's the question. So really, say what you mean and mean what you say. Have that strict standard for yourself So you hold yourself to that standard, which means you're also going to hold him to that standard. That brings me to point number 3. Don't accept late plans. I've said this in a ton of videos, especially if it feels like he's just throwing something together that's last minute. Skirt, what? No. Okay? You're not going to be just thrown into the day out of nowhere. It doesn't work like that. You plan a proper date on when it is that you're actually going to see me. You're not going to last minute decide anything. And then here you go. Oh, look at him. He's making time for me. No. Let him actually make time for you. Throwing you into his day plans out of nowhere isn't significant. It's so hot. With that being said, all these points connect so well. Do not always be available. Okay? And be cognizant of when you're overly being available. You're always ready to do this, do that, do that. How? You have a job, you have friends, like, you have hobbies, like, or do you not have any of these? Like, and if you don't have any of these, then you need to start. Because when you have absolutely nothing to do, yes, a brand new relationship is going to take over your life. Okay? And that can be very addicting and blinding. And to some degree it is. You know how when you first start out a relationship, you're like, blind to everything. You don't want to hang out with your friends. You'd rather be hanging out with him, all these things. That to me is only acceptable for when you're like in high school and probably up to, I'd even say like 23, 24 years old, maybe even that. But maybe 21 is the cutoff point. When you hit 25, okay, it is no longer acceptable if you are, especially if you are mature and you want something serious. It is not acceptable to have zero hobbies, no friends to hang out with, no sort of life going on outside the confines of a potential relationship that you're trying to get into. Not only that, if you're dating more than one person, all right now, how can you focus on hanging out with this guy every day the entire week? When you act like you don't care, it's going to make him show very little to no effort. Just like back to number 1, if he already got you to his home on date number 1, boom. It's like, wow, all I spent was like maybe like $100 on this dinner. That was easy. So wow, it basically only took $100 and boom, she's at my house. Now I never have to take her out ever again because I already got what I wanted. Already got it. Why buy something that you've been getting that you already got for free? And lastly, number 5. And this simply just means what you allow and tolerate is going to set the tone for the rest of the relationship. You smell something that's funny, honey, it's funny. Lean into that intuition. We are given intuition as women for a reason. Okay? If things don't seem right and it's the beginning, don't dive in trying to figure out whatever messed up situation he has going on. Remove yourself. Because once you cross over evidence you've already found, suspicions that you've proven to yourself already, you are doomed for that entire relationship. You just hopped on a sinking ship. Okay. And I want to point out something that I saw today on Instagram that Brittany Renner posted. And she said this quote that really, really, really resonated with me. And I'm going to read it off my iPad. She said, "You want me to raise my tolerance for disrespect, not my standards, and understand the difference because that's what indicates who benefits." And remember how I told you guys before, I was seeing this guy and he, I'll leave that there. And he said to me, "You know what you need to do? You need to be more tolerant." Wrong girl. Like, wrong girl. Not me. Not I. So that's what they want. They want you to have high standards so that they can get the girl that no one got. But then, strangely enough, they want to run the game on you and treat you like subpar and get away with as little effort as possible. It doesn't work like that. So understand what Brittany had said, essentially. Being tolerant does not gain you the guy, does not gain you respect. Okay? Because who is benefiting from you being tolerant versus who benefits from you having standards? You need to have standards because you need to benefit. You need to make sure that you protect yourself. That's what you need to do. So that is the end of this quick little video. I hope you angels have enjoyed. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Do not forget, I love you and God loves you. And I will see you angels in my next video. Mwah.